I'm sorry to disappoint you in this way, but by the time you'll find these messages, I'll be long gone. Let my body be looked for from Sinaga Bridge at River Yala. This is the best way I've seen to end my endless pain and judgments. My phone's tone is on. Jim failed me as a husband whom I had done so much for. Tell him to pay the car loan with the Mogo this month, which is 55,000. It has only arrears for this month, which is 55,000. Call this lady Beryl. I owe her 300,000 Kenya shillings. She has my title deed. I was to meet with her today, but I didn't have the money. If my body is found, please, let it be buried at mom's home, or if not, at the cemetery. Let my parents not witness the shame they did in Rosinga. I'll be at peace like that. I'll watch you and the kids, cherish them and take them like your own. End of quote. That is the message that somebody by the name Mercy wrote to her sister before taking her own life. And as I had stated previously, millions of Kenyans out here are currently going through a lot. And this is because maybe a vast majority of them fear sharing what they're going through, having it in mind that once they share it, the people to whom they share their life experiences with, then they automatically turn them into a subject of discussion. And that is why some decided to die with all their life experiences inheartedly. And this is because the current generation, unlike the rest, this is totally very different, because anything you try to share with a person, maybe you may think you trust them, then automatically they turn you into a subject of discussion. The message that I just read you, that is a woman who decided to take her own life just because life had pushed her all the way to the corner, and maybe she might have seen it fit that the only solution that had been remaining is just for her to take her own life, of which that is very sad indeed, because millions of Kenyans out here are experiencing the worst of it all in life. And just because you don't have anyone to share the life problems with, then maybe if you're very weak, some see it fit that the best solution to inculcate is nothing other than for them taking their own life out. How I wish that there were avenues and structures that people in one way or the other, they will be able to share. Because one thing that I've always believed is just by speaking out, people are able to feel relieved to an extent that it relieves the burden that they had been feeling in their souls. I believe this is the most wicked generation of all times, simply because no one, absolutely no one, can stand by your side in your lowest. I personally fully have to understand the pain in this message that I've just read you from this woman who decided that she was going to take out her own life. But one thing that I just have to say is speaking up or speaking out greatly helps, because it relieves some certain percentage of the pain that you may be experiencing. I have been through the same previously, and currently I'm also through the same, but that is why I chose to put aside matters politics first, so that we can just try and elucidate what very many Kenyans out here are not willing to air out. Because I'm always of the idea that maybe by speaking, maybe somebody somewhere can decide to offer some help, and by so doing, maybe one or two lives may be saved. Because speaking of this somebody Mercy who decided to throw herself into maybe River Yala, right from that message, it is evidently clear that people are currently coming out to offer help at a critical point in time when it seems it is too late for her to be helped. In fact, there's a paragraph she states that she had very high hopes in somebody by the name, I think it is Jim or somebody, yeah, I think it is Jim, yeah, to whom she states that she did very much for him, only for the guy to disappoint her. Well, people are going through hell out here, and actually I don't know who is likely to be their savior, because day in, day out, the rate at which people are taking away their own souls, it is quite alarming. We don't know who is going to save them, because life is becoming unbearable day in, day out. So if you have one or two dependents who are greatly depending on you, also at a critical point in time when the economy is greatly doing bad. How I wish that it's only through God and prayers who is likely to save humanity. In as much as many of these cases are not aired upon, but what I find the hypocritical nature of it is once they're aired after the demise of one or another victim, that is exactly the point that several individuals come out trying to utter some nonsensical words like, why couldn't she air this, why couldn't he air that, so that we can help, while in real sense, when they were still alive, no one was willingly ready to offer the same. So until when shall we continue with our hypocritical behavior when in real sense we can save when they are still alive? Yesterday I had been speaking to a friend of mine, telling him of what I'm going through, and he's like, but why don't you go home? And I'm like, what the hell is this guy telling me? Because one thing very, very many Kenyans fail to understand is that going back home has never and shall never be the solution to your problems. In fact, that is tantamount to trying to escape a problem instead of we trying to solve it. Those who have been following this channel keenly, I've been doing political analytics, but for now I decided to pause just because of what I'm going through in my life. Because I honestly feel if I don't air it out, then maybe I will also be a victim of the same circumstance. How I wish that it is also my daily prayer that Kenyans of goodwill shall one day in time, God will open doors for me so that my life can get back to normalcy. Anyway, thank you, and may God bless you.